So vectors are items that have both direction and magnitude. And students usually probably groan when they hear that because they've heard that 1,000 times. But let's start off by just plotting a point. That's something I'm sure we're all familiar with. 5 on the x-axis, 2 on the y-axis. And then they have another point, -1 on the x-axis, -3 on the y-axis. And they said this is the initial point and this is the terminal point. So all a vector is that line segment we draw with an arrow on the top, so a ray, but it's saying that we started here and we're going down and to the left until we hit -1, -3 in a straight line. So it's got direction, which if this was north, maybe this is like a, I don't know, 135-degree rotation left or something. And it's got magnitude, and the magnitude part just means like this is the distance that we've traveled. The vector tells us the information. If we were to find the length of that line using some math tricks that we have, that would tell us how far we've traveled. So vectors tell us which way we're going and how far we've traveled. Okay, maybe you didn't need to hear that, but it's supposed to be an equivalent vector, but the initial point's different. It starts here. For it to be an equivalent vector, it's got to have the same direction and the same magnitude. Then it's equivalent, okay? So the direction needs to be parallel, and the magnitude needs to be about the same. So we want to know what this terminal point is. Well, actually, I don't think we even need that. We don't need the terminal point, but we could certainly find it from what we're about to obtain. Look, the initial point, the x component was 5, right? And then the ending point was -1. So they've gone backwards on the x-axis 6 units. So for our new vector, we're starting at 0, 0, and I'm going back 6 units from here on the x-axis. So there's my x component. That's all you got to do. And same thing for this one. The initial point, we started at 2 on the y-axis, but then we fell. We went down 2 units. Then we went down another 3 units. So we fell to go from 2 to 3. To go to 2, from 2 to -3. You've got to fall 5 units, and falling is also a negative direction. So this terminal point is going to be -6, 5, and coincidentally, that's also the vector. Okay. So going down is negative, going to the left is negative. If we were going to the right, that would be a positive direction. If we were going up, that'd be a positive direction. So let's say we've got -3, 2 as an initial point, and then the terminal point was 1, 1, we'll say. Okay. So the vector between those 2 points would be the change in the x component. So we started on -3, ended up on +1, so we went 4 units to the right. And then the y component would be, sorry, that's a -2, by the way. Going from -2 to +1, that's a positive change because we went up 3 units.